I am shy. I'm bold. Am I brave? Am I courageous? Am I good? Who am I? Am I powerful? Am I smart? Yes, I am. I am enough. I have a voice. I am brave. I am powerful. I am strong. I am enough. I shatter ceilings. There is only one me. I am quiet. I am the oldest sister. I am stubborn, a work in progress. I am unique. I am joyful. I am learning. I am cherished. But most of all, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. I am seen, but listen, I am Kayana. I am Kayana.
Now, please join me in welcoming to the stage this evening's MC, Darius Harper.
Okay, you can keep it going for Miss Kayana Moore because she is enough, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I am incredibly handsome, excuse me. I am incredibly excited to be here with you tonight. This is 5 years in the making, and let's hear it for COVID, okay? It's kept us indoors, and today we are outside, all right? Now, I'm so honored to share the stage with all the young people that are here with us tonight because we all have our own I am story, full of the people in our lives who helped us become who we are. As a mentee myself, I am a story which I'm excited to share throughout this evening with all of you because I would not be here tonight if it weren't for all of my mentors. And I never thought I'd be hosting a show inside of Hogwarts. It's pretty nice. So, a little bit about me. I grew up very poor in the suburbs of New Hampshire. And not only was I very poor, I was the only black kid in my school. Yeah, you can to that. And more often than not, my mother and I would call Motel 6 home. And luckily, I found theater as a way to distract me from what was going on at home. And the choreographer of our local theater, her name was Val Soynis. And she told me the first time she saw me, I was about yay high and yay big. I had braces, and she said I was a ball of sunshine and sass. We all know what that's code for. Okay. So she used to take me on lunch dates up and down the New Hampshire seacoast, and one day she said to me, Darius, you realize you can do this with your life. And so at 17, I moved from Nashua, New Hampshire to New York City, where I would book the original cast of the Book of Mormon 9 years later, and go on to star in such shows as Kinky Boots and several creations with Cirque du Soleil. And I would not be able to do any of that if it weren't for the mentors in my life. So let's give a round of applause for all the people who are giving back to the community. So enough about me for now. Tonight we're here to celebrate the mentoring movement and the organization that has been leading the charge for over 30 years. And there's no one better to speak about the powerful impact of mentoring than Mentor's fearless leader. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mentor's CEO, David Shapiro. David. Kill him.
So I'm a former offensive lineman, so those 3 stairs made me very nervous. That was a lot of agility for me. But I want to thank Darius, I want to thank Kayana, and I want to follow Kayana by telling you that I'm a son and a mentee. And so I thank one of my original mentors, my dad, for always being there for me and for so many, for exhibiting the energy that we can all get from connecting with others, and tonight, for holding on to have dinner until after his bedtime. Thank you, Dad, so much. I am a husband, and to my wife, Kristen, a public school educator and a longtime counselor, she does every day what I merely talk about, and I thank her for all the ways that she walks the walk and allows me to walk alongside her. I'm shameless, so I'll clap for myself. If you don't clap, it's fine. I am a mentor and a friend, and Keontae, who's here tonight, he took off work to be here, which means a ton to me, and a lot of people in this room have heard me talk about Keontae over the years. The last time we were in New York City together, he was 15, and thanks to Todd and Kathy, who I think are here, we went to the NBA dunk contest. We also had a 10-hour train ride home in an ice storm in which he slept most of the time. But it's one of so many memories together, and I just thank him for all I learned from him and the fact that we have the continued presence in each other's lives. So thank you, Keontae. And throughout tonight, you're going to hear about extraordinary people making deep contributions to a movement, as well as folks responsible for making this evening so special. We want to thank all of you and all of those who already have and who still will contribute to the financial success of this evening. You fuel our collective work, new partners, longtime partners, and all of you who exhibit your values with where you spend your time. And you've chosen to spend tonight with us and the many other hours that you've dedicated to advancing mentoring for all our young people. Thanks to all of you. And I want to specifically shout out Julie Babiotsky and our world-class team. And for Julie, you should know, yeah, please, give it up. For Julie, you should know this is only the warm-up act, for she and Jacob are having a wedding to plan. I'm not sure we're all invited, but I'll work on it. And Josh Chalmers, our event planner, for making this night an expression of the movement and the organization. And finally, everyone here at Gotham Hall for your hard work to take such good care of us and to make this a special night. Thank you so much. To find the words, in this time of seismic transformations in the world and in ourselves, there's simply no way we will make the progress necessary without each other. And amidst these shifts, we must turn to, in fact, insist upon decency, accountability, and grace. This may seem naive or disproportionate based on the easy elixirs of tribalism, division, and fear. But turning to both accountability and grace is radical and revolutionary and necessary. It is what leads us to each other, to our young people, to our universal need to be heard, seen, and valued, especially when society and history have sent messages to the contrary. We reject binary, zero-summed absolutism in favor of expanded thinking and possibility. And in the midst of this turbulence, why is celebration so important? It's a question we've asked ourselves for a few years now, as we've held on to the possibility of this evening. Because this work is hard. It's the incremental work of the stonecutter. We are insisting upon prioritizing our young people, on being led by them, on a more expansive definition of justice and opportunity. We are in the beautifully messy work of movement and field building, of relationship and context, of meeting each other where we are, not where we wish we were. And so we must find joy and buoy one another in the face of headwinds and incremental progress and patient solutions as we're hit every day with the urgency of the moment. And there's joy to be found in this work. Hope stems from the people we know and the people we're yet to know, of bearing witness to the power of purpose and belonging. It regenerates our energy. It buffers adversity. It sends us back for another round. I look at our affiliates who over the last couple years have been called on as much as ever to act on their superpowers. The ability to be responsive, to provide solutions, to bring people together and connect the dots, to support the organizations, weaving relationships through our communities so that they feel less alone in ensuring we're showing up for our young people. And as the news of disrupted learning, youth mental health, loss, and trauma swirls around us, it calls us to solution-oriented action. It's why we're leading partners in 2 national efforts, one to provide trauma-informed mentoring to young people who have lost parents, caregivers, and guardians to COVID, and another, the National Partnership for Student Success, which seeks to provide expanded, personalized student support networks in schools across the nation. Thank you. You started that one all on your own. Thank you, guys. And amidst, that's mentoring, I think. And amidst all the different initiatives, this movement has the power to build a skill that seems essential and critical in this time. I know we feel it as parents, and I'm sure you do too. The ability to hold multiple sets of facts and emotions, to digest news and opinions far and near, to interpret, to process, to make meaning of all that comes at us. We may not censor or slow the pace of what comes at us, but our ability to do that, to work through it with connection, through meeting young people where they're at, through understanding their reality, through asking questions, through challenging our own thinking and biases as we might theirs. For it has never been more dangerous to travel alone. But on the flip side, it has never been more necessary to find fellow travelers on your journey. That web of support which can come in many forms, to build relationship-centered schools, relationship-centered workplaces, and lives where healthy relationships are an outcome, not a means to an end. We must make this real. We must be guided by one simple code. We do whatever it takes so our young people feel seen, understood, and heard. With that as our guiding light, we reach for health, love, wholeness, and possibility. Alongside all of you, I fix my eyes on that horizon, and I am buoyed by who we can become together, by who we can become for and with our young people. And as our opening poet, Kayana, reminded us, meaning and possibility lie in what's in between am I and I am. We shape that together, and it's a privilege and an honor to be in that pursuit with all of you. Thank you. You'd think I'd be done, but they're making me earn my dinner. So now I'd like to share a new piece we created with our partners at Matter that represents the movement and our work. Please check out the screen, and you don't have to look at me anymore.
What would happen if everyone grew up with equal opportunities?
With relationships that ensured they would have folks to walk with.
To open doors. To build bridges.
To knock down barriers.
To help fulfill their dreams.
Everyone is born with equal potential, but inequities show up as gaps. Gaps in opportunities, in resources, and in access to adult relationships beyond family.
Mentoring unites us. At a time when loneliness and isolation are trending upwards, we know that relationships are powerful solutions. They bring us together, navigate us to greater connection, understanding, and opportunity. Because mentoring goes beyond teaching us skills. It teaches us curiosity,
empathy,
humility,
resilience,
hope, and the power of a community to make lasting change.
Change is a process. It multiplies each time someone is inspired by greater possibilities, by someone showing up for them.
And it builds from one connection to the next, until entire communities are moved to action.
That's the power of mentoring. Both mentor and mentee grow, seeing the world through each other's eyes.
Mentor activates, the mentoring movement across broad and diverse sectors and organizations. And the result? Millions more young people are in supportive mentoring relationships.
Mentor scales impact by developing and supporting affiliates who provide local leadership, advocacy, field building, and expertise, providing the training, data, and coordination necessary to accelerate the expansion of quality mentoring relationships across the nation.
And we build bridges and usher others into the movement through strategic partnerships.
From schools to workplaces,
Funders to influencers and policymakers.
to invest, prioritize, and amplify the proven power of relationships.
Mentor is the heart of the movement, ensuring all young people have the relationships they need to strive and thrive.
Because there's no such thing as other people's children.
Mentoring turns potential into opportunity.
Mentor makes it possible.
I have one last job. I looked back there and saw how big my face was on the screen, and now I'm a little distracted by that. I'm sorry. But I'm almost done. It's about to get better looking up here, right, Jeff? We're going to move to our Legends of Mentoring now. But first, I just want to recognize the ultimate legends. Our founders, 32 years later, Ray Chambers and Jeff Boise, are in this room because they envisioned a movement built on showing up for one another. And amidst their collective leadership on everything from Catholic school education to eradicating malaria, they remain steadfast in their commitment to our young people and the power of mentoring. Every day, we simply try to make good on their vision and dedication. Please join me in showing our appreciation for Ray and Jeff. And Jeff, I thought they were going to make it easy on you, but now you got to stand back up because I have the honor of inviting Jeff to come up for the Legends of Mentoring presentation. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night.
You know, it's the power of we that allows Kenra to say, I am. And so I think we should have a shout out for We Are Mentor. We are Mentor. We are Mentor. We are Mentor. David, thank you. Thanks to all of you for being here tonight. You know, when Ray and I started to having the conversations that led to the founding of Mentor, we hoped and dreamed it would grow to something of real significance. And now, 30-plus years later, through the hard work and leadership of several generations of management teams and loyal and dynamic boards of directors, we couldn't be prouder of the magnitude, the relevance, and the impact of today's Mentor in this movement. Building anything, but especially a movement, takes time. It takes dedication, a passion, and generous people like all of you. And over the past 3 decades, the mentoring movement has grown and been shaped piece by piece, connection by connection, innovation by innovation. And it's been truly one of the great blessings of my life and an honor to have been a part of the founding vision and to have seen the arc of success over time and still be able to contribute to the incremental progress and strategic vision. But I really want to especially thank David Shapiro for his inspirational leadership. He truly has become the voice and the heart of mentoring in the United States. He has become a master leader, attracting and motivating an exceptional team of professionals and a national network of leaders who, with the special guidance of Vim Quaker and Nancy Altabello, two superb chairs of our board over the past 20 years, they are owed by all of us, but especially the children of America, a very special thank you and a debt of gratitude. And I'd be really remiss if I didn't thank my family, for this has truly been a family affair for us. My father, who passed away several years ago, was the first chair of our Long Island mentoring chapter. My wife, Reen, has served on the New York board for a number of years. And all my sons, their wives, and their numerous cousins and close friends who are part of our extended family have been active participants and mentors for many years. And I'm particularly pleased that my eldest son, Zach, who founded Mentors Professional Advisory Board, recently joined Mentors National Board, as it represents a new generation of commitment to this critical issue of our country, because there's still much work to be done. Now, Mentor was built on the notion of genuine caring for each other, and that we each, mentor and mentees alike, can make a difference by developing and unleashing our respective talents for the common good, and helping each other through real and honest relationships, sharing our expertise and experiences, gaining a quality education, and showing our youth how to enter the workforce to become our best selves as independent, productive citizens of character through our own work ethic, resourcefulness, and merit-based performance, and living a life of integrity with a giving heart. Ray and I believe that thinking and working as patriotic Americans together, not separated by our siloed identities of color or religion or gender or political persuasions, we have the confidence that together we can overcome any obstacle and achieve great things, both personally and institutionally, through the strength and unity, because as a society, we all matter equally, especially all of our children. We believed that then, and I still believe that even stronger today. And I trust as a movement, we will continue down that particular path. Now, tonight I have the privilege to recognize the 2022 class of Legends of Mentoring. The Legends concept was launched at our 25th anniversary in 2015 as a way to spotlight those who had committed themselves, their platforms, and careers to ensuring that the mentoring needs of young people across the country were met. And through their expertise, influence, and longstanding dedication, they have helped to elevate young people, center quality relationships, expand initiatives, and strengthen our civic fabric. And they've done it over the long haul and represent the diversity of leaders and partners it takes to build a movement. Now, you can read about this new group of 10 in your book and online, but in broad strokes, let me say that this group represents first elected officials who, representing opposite sides of the country, are champions of specific populations of young people in foster care with disabilities. These legends knew that public investment in relationships for their special children and all young people were core to navigating and success in life. And then there were the researchers who, through innovative approaches to data and testimonial insight, have revealed so much around how to drive impact through quality mentoring and ushered in a new generation of scholars to the field. And then there's a legendary coach who never forgot his initial observations about the needs of the young men he coached and dedicated his life alongside his wife to create an award-winning mentoring program in elementary schools throughout the Midwest, and also championed mentoring in the halls of Congress. He also graced us with his guidance and wisdom as a former national board member for a number of years. And then there was the man who, through his nonprofit and corporate philanthropy, has invested thousands and thousands of hours and dollars in providing mentoring for young boys and young men of color nationwide. And rounding out this class, two of my own personal mentors who have gone on to their heavenly reward, but whose legacy lives on in so many. Both were learned scholars, both university presidents, both civic and philanthropic leaders, nationally and internationally, models of servant leadership, and both chose to write and speak and act to champion the power and importance of mentoring for all young people. And each in their own special way gave me the insight, support, and courage to stay the course for the past 30-plus years. And finally, two of my longtime fellow board members. She, a visionary and humble doer, innovator, and leader, deeply invested in young people. She is the founder of one of the most successful single-gender public charter schools in the country. And finally, a very, very, very special man who took the reins from me and led a new chapter for Mentor as its board chair for over a decade. A man who personifies to me competence, commitment, creativity, and a compassionate heart, and who never forgot what it meant to immigrate to America, to receive a free education, connect with so many, and do so with humility, optimism, unending intellectual curiosity, and commitment to others that has led to great success in business and global impact. It is an overstatement to say, it is not an overstatement to say, we would not be standing here without the leadership and deep belief of my very, very good friend and partner, Vim Quaker. And I believe we have Tom and Renee and Sue-Ann and Vim here tonight. And on behalf of all of us here this evening, and all of us who are not here but that have been impacted by your service and your passion, I say thank you. And if you could all please stand as we now show our appreciation for them, all our newest legends. I think Vim will now give a comment on behalf of this Legends class. Thank you very much.
Okay. It's kind of very hard to believe. I've come to grips with the fact that it has been since 1991 that I've been involved in Mentor. So we're looking at 31, 32 years. And the 10 last years, I was chair. It has been a beautiful, beautiful trip. And at the end of this brief thank you, I will recommend that all of you become mentors and get the pleasure out of dealing with mentees. And I can promise you that you will get a reward by just being in a relationship with a mentee. But before I do that, I would like to, just like Jeff, I would like to thank the two founders who were courageous enough to ask me to join them in 1991, and so Ray Chambers and Jeff Pazzi, thank you very much. Because of that, I've had an unbelievable trip to be affiliated with this organization. While I'm at it, since I didn't do this alone, I want to thank also the participants along the way, and that is to do with the board, the members of the board, and also the staff, particularly the staff we have built up under the leadership of David, an exquisite staff. And then I also had the pleasure of meeting the affiliated leaders at a under brutal heat from a Dutchman. That took a lot in Tennessee. But it was very useful, and I have been attending those meetings of the affiliated organizations ever since. And then when I became affiliated with the organization and became more and more aware of the importance of mentoring, we all somehow recognize what it is. We either have parents or uncles or aunts, but it became official. And it was a small startup. And to tell you the truth, to see tonight's attendance, it is amazing what has been accomplished in those 30 years. But the cause of mentoring and the service to our organization has been one of the most fulfilling activities in my life. There is no doubt about that. And I'm so pleased that I've been able to participate in the organization for more than 30 years by now. Also, what you learn very quickly when you're affiliated with our organization is the sense of a social mindedness from all the participants, both on the board, as well as the staff, as well as the affiliated companies, and particularly when at the summits, now we're up to more than 2,000 people, that there is a common denominator, and that is thinking about other people, thinking about youngsters, which in today's world that we live in is a rarity, and made me even more committed to the cause of mentoring, because we can only really become very successful as a society if we think about other people and other people's success. So in the process, I had the pleasure also to make the company, make the organization a little bit more international. I'm originally from Holland, and I was born in a town in the northern part of Holland. And when Jean Rose visited that place, she called me and she said, "Were you not born in this town?" I said, "Yeah, but what are you doing there?" She said, "Well, they have a mentoring organization here." And I just came back from Holland a couple of weeks ago, and I visited the organization for the second time. And they have now expanded. They interact with our organization in Boston under David's leadership. We are swapping participants over there, and they have a summit meeting next month. And I won't put David on the spot, don't worry about it. But David is going to be a speaker there one of these years, and then he said, "I will do it if you come with me." So I promised him that we will together visit Holland one day, and for him to see the operation in Europe. The Dutch operation that was the initiator has expanded now over 8 countries. So they're involved in mentoring in 8 countries. And so everything that flows out of that, because in Holland it is particularly the single-mindedness the social mindedness, that prevails, and they reach out, and the Dutch history is like that. So I hope that that organization continues to do with us, react with us especially. And David, I'm going to drag you through the through the provinces of Holland, and we will do this together. So again, let me reiterate that this work is essential. We absolutely have to keep bonding, because if we don't, if we stay focused solely on solitary accomplishment, although that is important to achieve, as long as it is shared with other people, like-minded, and the quantity is not what is important, it's the quality that matters. The quality of mentoring is more important than the quantity. So I can speak from experience now, the affiliation with this organization for more than 30 years. I will stay in touch. Nancy, I was able to persuade Nancy to be my successor, so she doesn't know yet what's going to hit her, but it was wonderful. So I recommend that when you walk out of here, that you contemplate to become a mentor, because you will become a richer person for that experience. Thank you very much.
Please welcome to the stage, Tim Wills.
Again, another round of applause for our legends. Thank you for your service. It's so good to be here. I'm Tim Wills. I'm the new Chief Impact Officer here at Mentor. And keeping with the theme that we started off here today after the legends here, I am inspired by all of you in this room who are stepping up to continue the next iteration of Mentor going forward. I joined the Mentor team here recently, coming from Boys and Girls Clubs, where I've spent most of my career, nearly 2 decades, working with relationships and young people throughout our country. And my entire life, my entire career has been built for this moment right now at Mentor. This incredible opportunity for us to leverage where we have been for the future of young people in our country that need us the most. We're close to dinner, so I don't want to hold you up too much tonight. So we're going to kick off our first ever Amplify Awards here tonight. The Amplify Awards recognize individuals and organizations who have helped to accelerate progress through their long-term and robust commitment to ensuring all young people have access to quality mentoring relationships. And their example is an inspiration and an invitation for others and for many of you in this room here tonight. The awards tonight are aligned to our strategic pillars: fostering local leadership, prioritizing quality, expanding the movement, and influencing systems. And they rest on a shared set of values and learnings in innovating, equity and inclusion, and centering youth voice. To announce our first award recipient tonight, please join me in welcoming Zareen Tezing, the Strategic Collaborations and Activation Lead at EY.
Thank you, Tim. Hi, everyone. I am so honored to be here this evening representing EY. EY is a longtime champion of mentoring, working to invite and inspire other private sector entities into this movement. At EY, this permeates in our culture, in our work creating College Map, and our recent efforts to bridge the digital divide. We are proud to have EY senior partner Jerry Dixon on the Mentor National Board and 12 local EY leaders serving on the boards of Mentor affiliates. Thank you. In fact, National Board Chair Nancy Altabello, who recently retired from EY leadership, started her mentor service on a local affiliate board at Mass Mentoring. We appreciate and rely on the servant leadership and the expertise of the mentor family. For all those reasons and more, we are so excited to present the Fostering Local Field Leadership Amplify Award to Mentor New York. For almost 30 years, and as one of the earliest local affiliates, Mentor New York has leveraged its expertise in relationship development and program management to advise youth-serving organizations interested in creating, managing, and strengthening mentoring programs. They've led efforts to expand and develop mentoring programs in schools, community-based organizations, and employers. Today, they train over 1,500 individuals annually, supporting nearly 800 organizations, serving more than 80,000 youth. In recent years, their extraordinary leadership, innovative spirit, and commitment to the movement is evident in their staff, board, and passionate volunteers. The organization continues to raise its impact by expanding services statewide, integrating and leading on racial justice efforts, and continuously playing a leadership role as a deeply engaged leader and learner in the Mentor Network. Let's take a look.
Thank you for this amazing honor. As CEO of Mentor New York, I have the pleasure of working with a generous board of directors, a super talented staff, exceptional mentors, and youth development practitioners, mentoring program professionals that ensure that young people across the state have caring adults providing mentoring relationships wherever they live, learn, work, and play. One of the most important roles Mentor New York can play in this movement is to be a thought partner and resource for the leaders working to take mentoring to scale. We know the adults who understand how to share power and elevate youth voice with the cultural competencies and humility needed can be transformative in the young people's lives and communities they serve. My work with Mentor National, our programs, and our organizations is to ensure we have sustainable organizations with competent leaders that provide long-lasting impact in our communities and this movement. Thank you again for this generous recognition.
Congratulations to Mentor New York. I'd love to invite the team upstage to accept your award.
Please welcome our next award presenter, Abigail Hollingsworth, Senior Vice President of Environment, Social and Governance at Bank of America.
Good evening, everybody, and congratulations to Mentor New York and all of the incredible Mentor affiliates here. It is so nice to be with you, A, in person, B, with an incredible group of people that are so passionate about youth mentoring, and C, to celebrate Mentor, who has been our partner for over a decade. At Bank of America, we are committed to making financial lives better, and one of our former taglines is, "We are better when we're connected." We deeply believe this and act on this by investing in connecting people with strong relationships to improve employment opportunities, improve financial capability, and help with community development in all the local markets that we serve. The Prioritizing Quality Amplify Award goes to an individual whose innovative research and leadership has helped shape the youth mentoring field. Dr. Tori Wieston-Surdan is the founder of Youth Mentoring Action Network, the author of the book Critical Mentoring, a founding board member of Mentor California, and a nationally renowned facilitator and trainer on centering youth voice and intersectionality in mentoring. She's played a pivotal role in helping organizations from Big Brothers Big Sisters of America to the California Endowment to many local organizations ensure they're aware and addressing structural inequalities and centering youth agency in their work, and that their practices and ultimately relationships are effectively grounded in history, structure, and context so that connections can flourish with understanding, authenticity, and possibility.
It is such an honor to receive this award tonight. I am excited and happy and thrilled to be among this group of recipients. When I started out doing this critical mentoring work, not only was I a young kid on the block, but I was also doing work that really pushed against some of the traditional norms of mentoring. I started doing critical mentoring work for young folks who look like me. I started doing critical mentoring work because I recognized that the context around young people was toxic and that as an adult I needed to help to clear the air and clear the water. And this acknowledgement from folks at Mentor, from their sponsors, from folks in the field who also do this work is absolutely incredible. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to receive it and thankful for the opportunity to be affirmed. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tori. I'd love to invite you to the stage to receive your award.
Me that knocked over the awards, okay? Because I can't afford it. Now, I have to say, Vim, I was so deeply touched by your remarks up here. I'm going to go a bit off script for a second. As someone who has survived childhood poverty, homelessness, and that same homelessness that bled into my adulthood, I am so honored to be here in front of all of you fearless leaders of the mentoring movement tonight. It's God telling me that we are all exactly where we are supposed to be this evening. So give yourselves a round of applause. It's incredible. As someone who's benefited from the enrichment of having mentors in my life, I wanted to extend a huge thank you for what you all do. Ooh, did you hear that? My stomach is rumbling. I know that you must be hungry if I am. So we have so much more to come this evening, including the remaining 3 Amplify Awards. For now, please enjoy your dinner, and we will be back with more soon. Thank you.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
Please turn your attention to the screens for a special message from the legend of mentoring, Congressman Jim Langevin.
Hello, everyone. I'm Congressman Jim Langevin, and it's such an honor to be recognized this year as a legend of mentoring. Of course, I'm so sorry that I couldn't make it to New York to accept this award in person, but I'm so glad to be able to join the festivities virtually to say thank you. This award means so much to me because I'm proof of what is possible when young people have a strong mentor in their lives. For me, it was Senator Claiborne Pell of Rhode Island, our late senior senator, who told me that public service was within my reach. Nearly 40 years later, I'm the first quadriplegic elected to the United States Congress and was the youngest Secretary of State to ever serve in Rhode Island. I've always fought to ensure that young people everywhere have access to mentorship programs that I know have the power to change lives. So it's humbling to have that word recognized by Mentor. Thank you again for this amazing award, and enjoy the evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep that applause going for the service. How was dinner? The short rib was incredible, I have to say. Now, I was going to change my suit, but then I was like, nah, I don't feel like it. So welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your dinner. To get us kicked off for the remainder of our program, I want to introduce an incredible corporate and volunteer leader who has donated immeasurable amounts of time to the mentoring movement. Please join me in welcoming Mentor Board Chair Nancy Altabello.
Good evening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your dinner. We're really excited for the second half of our evening together. This night has been a long time in the making. We were originally scheduled to be together in 2020, but some things got in the way. We've had twists, turns, decision points. We've had different plans, but ultimately, it's taken the resolve, the resilience, the creativity, and collaboration that are hallmark values of our staff, of our board, of our local affiliates, and the mentor movement to bring us all here this evening. So we're so pleased that we're here. I want to thank all of them, and I especially want to thank Sean Hudson, our event chair, for his Sean's wholehearted commitment. When I asked Sean to do this, we didn't know it would be a 3-year job. We also didn't know that his day job at Pfizer would get a little more busy than it was in February of 2020. But Sean's not quite done yet. He'll be up later this evening, so you'll get to see him. But a big, big thanks to Sean, a big thanks for the great board of trustees that I have the honor to serve alongside, and to our amazing staff. I've had the privilege to wear many hats in this mentor movement. As a local partner and affiliate board member in Massachusetts, as a donor, as a corporate partner during my career at EY, as a national board member, and now chair. In my 20 years of involvement with Mentor, one thing I've been most impressed by is Mentor's ability to bring together not-for-profits, government, the corporate world, the sports world, and many, many generous and caring people to work together to serve the youth of America. I'm continually inspired by the movement building and how it feels to be a sum of our parts. To live the notion that we don't achieve great heights on our own, but in partnership. It's core to mentoring and core to our strategic approach. We're coming off a year of record-breaking levels of training provided and new products to help people and organizations show up with not only their commitment, but also at their best for young people, especially during these changing times. Together, we've successfully advocated for increases in local and national funding for mentoring. We also intensified our work around youth voice and diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we so appreciate the joint efforts of our affiliates in this and all of our work. We couldn't do this work without the affiliates, so if we could please recognize them. Tonight is really about celebrating and elevating so many of the people and organizations who are at the forefront of the movement. In that spirit, we're going to continue on with the Amplify. That's not the easiest word to say. I know it works well with I am and MI, but Amplify is very hard. We're going to continue on with the Amplify Awards aligned with our strategic pillars. Here to announce the next Amplify Award honoree is Jorge Casimiro, Vice President, Chief Public Policy and Social Impact Officer of Nike, and the President of the Nike Foundation. Jorge?
You're checking out the shoes, right? Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. Great to be with all of you today. It's been a little over 2 years. This is the most number of people that I have seen in one collective room. You know, people were asking me, Jorge, how many people are going to be there tonight? I was like, 600, 800? I was like, I have lost all sense of counting in the last 2 years. It's a real honor for me to be here representing my teammates across Nike, Converse, and Jordan to present tonight's Expanding the Movement Amplify Award to a great partner of ours and of Mentors, the NBA. Since the beginning of Nike's partnership with Mentor 6 years ago, we've helped raise the visibility of the power of relationships to drive equity, to improve coaching and representation, and to empower our colleagues, our teammates, our partners, and so many others in this vitally important work. At Nike, we believe in the power of sport, and we believe in the power of sport for everyone, for all people. Like our mission statement says, if you have a body, you're an athlete. Because sport can be a powerful catalyst for diversity, for inclusion, for belonging, and for mentoring. But as this audience knows so well, we've got to be intentional and deliberate in that pursuit every single day. As an important partner to Nike, we've watched with great admiration as the NBA continues to help drive the mentorship movement. Their partnership with Mentor began with President Obama's My Brother's Keeper Alliance. And since that time, there have been countless ways that the NBA family invests their talent and their resources to this work. So I'm just going to call out a few, lest people be making fun of me at the dinner table about how long we're going. The NBA's leadership in recruiting 50,000 mentors. 50,000, double their initial goal. The WNBA's social justice efforts to raise awareness and to sign up fans to Mentor. The thought leadership from the Players Association on bringing the mentoring mindset to coaching. And the incredible on-the-ground partnership between so many teams across the country with their respective Mentor affiliates and programs. Nike is incredibly proud and humbled to recognize the NBA's leadership in this effort and to stand up as fellow champions of the youth mentoring movement. Take a look at this video.
Thank you so much, Jorge, our friends at Nike. It's great to be with you at this event, and it's an honor to accept this award on behalf of the NBA and with my great colleague, a terrific player and a committed mentor, Bradley Beal. The NBA family's involvement in supporting the mission of Mentor dates back to when NBA legend Bill Russell co-founded Mentor more than 30 years ago. His legacy and commitment lives on in the NBA today as we work to honor his words. There's no such thing as other people's children. In 2015, the NBA made a public commitment to recruit 25,000 new mentors when President Obama launched the My Brother's Keeper initiative. We knew that to meet that goal, we had to partner with Mentor, and our collaboration allows us to support communities across the country and provides us with a direct way to call on our fans to become mentors through the Mentoring Connector.
Hey everybody, my name is Bradley Beal, native of St. Louis and shooting guard for the Washington Wizards. I'm so honored to be a part of the NBA family and to receive this award for Mentor tonight. Mentoring is beyond important to me. My mentees have taught me patience and endurance, understanding where you come from, understanding the opportunities that you have, and how to take advantage of all of those opportunities. It means the world to me to see the NBA promoting mentoring to our fans the way we have over the last 7 years. No one gets to where they are by themselves.
We are so proud of the engagement from our teams and our players, and the fact that we have reached and now surpassed our goal. We know it would not be possible without Mentor's technology and support. In addition to thanking Bradley and Nike, I want to thank two of our teams, the Memphis Grizzlies and the Milwaukee Bucks, who founded and host two of Mentor's affiliates. Thank you to Tiffany and Linnell, who lead those two affiliates and are in the audience today. Thank you as well to David Shapiro, Matt Meyerson, and the entire Mentor team for this recognition, for your ongoing partnership, and for leading the way. We are so honored to be partnered with you in this great and important work. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming the NBA family to the stage. Again.
To present our next award, please welcome Julie Lammers, Senior Vice President of Government Relations and Advocacy at American Student Assistance.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so proud to be here to represent American Student Assistance. We're a national nonprofit dedicated to changing the way middle and high school students gain exposure to careers and navigate an increasingly diverse and dynamic education and career path. At ASA, we are deeply aware that relationships are critical for youth development and long-term success. And that's what has led to our partnership with Mentor over the last several years. We share a common goal to address the challenges facing young people by working to improve policy, build awareness, and develop resources that allow students to forge strong relationships with caring adults. A centerpiece of our work is in helping districts create relationship-centered schools, meaning that relationships should be at the part of the intentional design and outcomes of education. The next Amplify Award goes to Fresno Unified, a school district that systemically and intentionally has centered relationships in education by integrating mentoring directly into the school day. They are also one of the very few districts to create a district-wide mentoring office with a leader focused on driving the systemic outcome. This has resulted in Fresno Unified providing 4,000 K-12 students with quality mentoring relationships throughout multiple vehicles. Their innovation and commitment offers a roadmap for districts everywhere, especially as we recover from the disruption, trauma, and deep relational effects of the pandemic. Take a look.
Good evening. This is Darren Person with Fresno Unified School District. 13 years ago, I was given the opportunity to lead the mentoring office. And the first group that I went to was actually Mentor National. And they provided me with such an array of services and information that helped us build an infrastructure that allowed us to take 256 students back then to now over 4,000 students that are involved in mentoring. So I want to say and give a big thank you to Mentor National and also to David Shapiro for being such great leaders in this cause, in this movement of mentoring. I get this question all the time, is how have you guys been able to do it? And I know others are waiting for me to say something that's transforming and amazing, but I say the same thing. We did it because, one, our board invested and believed in us, and we had the support of Superintendent Bob Nelson, Missy Hurd, Deputy Superintendent, and Amber O'Connor, Chief of Staff, who trusted in my office to be able to build something to where we're at today. And lastly, I know it sounds like a cliche, but I want to just thank those that are part of my team, because We always say it's because of the team that we got here, and truly in my case, it's the same thing. It's a team that is made up of my staff, the great community of Fresno, teachers and principal, and lastly, our students who hope and trust in us to make a difference and to provide them with a quality mentoring program. So thank you, and I hope in years to come we continue to amplify mentoring in our school district. Thank you.
So congratulations to Fresno Unified, and I'd like to invite Darren Person up to accept his award.
Here to announce the last award of the evening is Tyra Mariani, President of the Schultz Family Foundation.
Good evening. I am proud to be representing the Schultz Family Foundation for the final award presentation. We are honored to be alongside so many who are deeply committed to the greater alignment of talent, potential, and opportunity for all. To make systems more just, we must make opportunities not only more accessible, but also better supported and more personalized. This is why we have named social capital as an explicit focus of our philanthropy. We've partnered with Mentor over the last several years so they could innovate at the intersection of mentoring and workforce development. It's led to a range of partnerships, pilots, and innovations, and resulted in an expansive suite of resources and training for employers, nonprofits, and communities. This brings us to our next award, the Influencing Systems Workforce Amplify Award, and its recipient, Employ Milwaukee. Employ Milwaukee is the local workforce development board serving Milwaukee County. Their vision is to develop workforce solutions that promote economic growth and expanded employment opportunities. In recent years, they partnered with Mentor Greater Milwaukee, utilizing Mentor's Connect, Focus, Grow curriculum to provide over 600 youth and their workforce supervisors with structured mentoring training across the city. They integrated navigational supports for young job seekers and help managers learn to manage with a mentoring mindset, which makes for any good manager. This work will be sustained in their efforts because they have systematically integrated it into their approach with young job seekers and their prospective employers. Thank you to Employ Milwaukee for leading the charge in advancing workforce opportunities for youth. Let's take a look at the video.
Good evening. First, I would like to thank Linnell Ramey from Mentor MKE for even reaching out to Employ Milwaukee to invite us to be part of such an amazing opportunity. I'd like to thank Mentor National for having the opportunity and providing this program to Milwaukee. And most importantly, I'd like to thank the Schultz Foundation for making this possible. And I personally want to thank my team, who went above and beyond, even during the pandemic when it was at its worst, to make sure young people still had an opportunity. At Employ Milwaukee, we're all about amplifying impact, and how fitting that this award's theme is amplified mentoring. We say young people are our future, but they're also our today, and we have to make sure that everything we do is with intentionality to make sure that our young people have the best opportunities at success. And for all those people who see themselves, whether indirectly or directly, as mentors, I want to thank you, because you've been the thing that's changed the lives of many people, young and old, but especially young people, and put them on a path to success. So thank you, everyone, for this great opportunity, and I look forward to doing more.
Congratulations to Employ Milwaukee. I'd like to invite Shaitania Brown, CEO of Employ Milwaukee, to join me on stage to accept this award.
Now, I had another section of text here, but I've got a little short rib stuck in my teeth. So let's take another look at the magic of these incredible mentoring leaders.
I am a leader.
I am bold, fierce, and fearless.
I am persistent.
I am a mentor.
I am a mentor because others have taken time to see me, to believe in me, and to mentor me.
I am courageous because I refuse to be defeated.
I am humble because of the adverse times I persevered through.
I am a leader because I want to make sure that everyone not only has a place at the table, but also has a voice so that they can reach their fullest potential and thrive in our communities.
I am a youth power builder because young people deserve voice, power, and choice.
I am who I am today because people saw something in me I couldn't see for myself.
Okay, so this next portion, I'm going to read from my card because I really want to get this one right, okay? Thank you, of course, to all of our Amplify Award winners and presenters for all you do to advance the mentoring movement, so we can give them a little round of applause for that. I know your hands are tired, but the night ain't done yet. Now, mentoring to me, at its core, is access and opportunity, and bringing those into spaces where they may have never been before. There's a great chance that someone who has had their life enriched by the power of mentoring will go on and mentor themselves, creating a ripple effect that can go on for generations to come. The core of my personal mission has always been to foster safer spaces for artists to create and exist in. Whether on the road with Cirque du Soleil or backstage at a Broadway theater, I've made it a personal duty to give back to the younger generation. Now, Whitney Houston said it best. You have to teach them well and let them lead the way. Now, I brought a few friends with me today to show you more than we can tell you. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have a sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me. You know the song. Sing it with me. Come on. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Now please swallow your pride. If I have things that you need to borrow, for no one can feel those your needs just call on me, brother, when you need a hand.
We all need somebody to lean on.
I just might have a problem that you'll understand.
We all need somebody to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on. Somebody to lean
When I stumble, I know who I can lean on. You're a friend, an example, a counselor. You're a teacher, a coach, and sometimes a chef. When I'm down, you lift me up.
Higher than the sky and to all the birds. You teach me things like how to braid my hair and that my little sister's not always right. When I make a mistake, you tell me it's okay.
You're patient, tall, and you make me laugh a lot. When I'm with you, I know that I'm safe and sound. You taught me that I am capable, that I am confident, and that I am powerful. When I stumble, I know I can lean on you. My mentor, who picks me up. My mentor,
who fuels me.
My mentor, who sees me. My mentor, I lean on you so you can lean on me.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere?
Have you ever felt like you could disappear?
Like you could fall and no one would hear? Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stay,
You just reach out your hand, and oh, someone will come running, and I know they'll take you home.
even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you reach up and you'll rise again. Lift your home and look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. There's a place where we can
And oh, someone will come running, and I know will take you home.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you reach up and you rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. shadows. The morning is breaking and all is new. All is new. It's filling up the empty, and suddenly I see that all is new. All is new. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need someone to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, as you reach up and you rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, when you reach up and you rise again. If you only look around, you will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found. You will be found.
Did I turn that off? Ladies and gentlemen, keep that applause going for the Jason Williams Inspirational Voices and the dancers from Movement Dance Academy. You guys are incredible. Incredible, 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 incredible. Right. So now, I'd like to introduce you to someone who is no stranger to the mentoring movement. Our very special guest this evening and keynote speaker, Tariq Black Thought Trotter. Okay, hello. We can get one of those, ooh, it can be the 90s in here for a minute, okay? Tariq is one of the most skilled and prolific rappers of our time. You may know him as the lead MC and singer of The Roots, or watch him perform nightly on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Most recently, Tariq made his theatrical debut in the play Black No More, for which he also wrote the music and lyrics. He's a man of many talents and passions, and we are so thrilled and honored to have him join us tonight. So please give a warm welcome to Tariq Black Thought Trotter.
Thank you. I am an artist. I am a father. I am a husband. I am a creator. I'm very many things. I wear many hats, but I would be nothing without mentorship. I was a mentee. I am a mentor. When I was a young person, well, at a very early age, I lost my father. My father was murdered when I was around 2 years old. And then I lost my mother at 15 or 16. My mother was murdered. And there was someone who saw something in me and who, you know, within whom I also saw something. I guess we saw ourselves in one another. And he became my mentor. His name was Arthur Price. He's going on to leave Philadelphia to relocate to Alabama, where he's the pastor of the legendary 16th Street Baptist Church. But when he was a young person and I was a young person, he helped me to get through some really tough times and some crossroads in my life. But it wasn't only him. I was fortunate enough to grow up with a generous, God-fearing, sharp, very witty grandmother named Minnie, or Mom Minnie as she was known to very many of the people in the community that she mentored and whose lives she changed. She was also known as Spike by some of her siblings and some of the people that she came up with. We won't go into how she got that name. But in her 86 years on this earth, she lived through, quite a few different eras in her city of Philadelphia, and she was always keen to share her opinions and her findings. She would say things like, "A hard head makes a soft behind," or good manners will take you further in life than money ever will. And a whole, host of other sayings that I'm sure you've probably heard before. But there's one thing that she practiced more than she preached was the fact that it takes a village to raise a child. And though she only had one biological child, she accepted many of the responsibilities involved with raising countless other children. As many of us can remember, the politics and the changes of the 1980s and 90s reinforced the power of the community. And the team whose work makes the proverbial dream work. During this time, as people from all over can probably remember, folks were pouring into urban cities, thanks in part to new immigration laws, and we watched neighborhoods organically born out of shared cultural norms, or in some cases, cultural differences. The first generation American children took the stories and sounds and sensibilities of their homeland and blended it into entirely different new movements. As where we were given whole new art forms like hip hop. We saw the crack epidemic demolish family structures, forcing multiple generations of friends, neighbors, and family to step in and to raise children abandoned or sometimes neglected or just underserviced by parents who struggle with addiction. I was one of those children. Between that and the reduction or the lack thereof of certain social services, the rise of organizations like this one provided some of what little assistance low-income children who felt forgotten by a government that didn't deem them worthy of support would receive. Those of you from my generation or older saw firsthand in moments like these the power of the village. And a village can be many things, mainly a circle of people you trust to not only help raise a child through like-minded moral teachings and shared values, but you're able to also assist each other with support. In many ways, it is an extension of the idea that every person you encounter has a piece of the puzzle that is you inside of them. And you have to patiently seek to understand how what they have to offer can enlighten you. In our chosen villages, we've already seen ourselves and those around us, sometimes a better version of ourselves, maybe a glimmer of who we actually want to be. And when someone looks at that, then they're able to better understand who we are or who we want to be or who our children will become. The possibilities that lie ahead of us and the potential of what the entirety of our puzzle can look like. The mentorship is that too. But the creation of an extended family that isn't necessarily blood, which generally seeks out, to individuals, to create an extended family, right? Somehow to fill the gaps in knowledge, in exposure, in storytelling that opens up young eyes to new worlds. If it takes a village to raise a child, then mentorship is one of the profound pillars situated on top of the foundation poured by us as parents, as family, and as elders. We become mentors because we can offer our mentees knowledge or access that is outside of their family's grasp. We can reach back and hand over the lessons that we've learned in our travels and in our growth, our evolution, to someone else walking a similar path in order to keep them safe from some of the same pitfalls that we may have faced. The mentorship is a responsibility, yes, but to whom much is given, much is expected. So we work tirelessly to form our places in this world, and mentorship is a way for us to make sure that the next generation is gracefully passed the baton, to potentially go further than we have. But It's not only the expansion of a village, it's the addition of a new one, often for both people, the mentor and the mentee. How often have we learned something new about ourselves or about this world from our mentees? Think about your children teaching you the latest TikTok thing, or showing you, the crazy new viral trend, right? That awareness, it broadens your mind, even if it seems pointless at the time, because they're letting you into their world, giving you insight into, not only what's happening right now, but what matters to them, what's shaping their perspectives, what their worlds consist of, who and what are next. The mentees beg us to glimpse the world outside of our daily experience and to actually see and consider where this world is going. It is in recognizing the path of the world and our mentees' strength and working together to shift this planet that our mentees become intertwined in our legacies. Legacy is defined as a thing handed down by a predecessor. We have to look at our mentees and know that in many ways, they are an extension of our own birthrights. The evidence of how often we reach back and pull someone forward. What we think is possible made clear through the doors we're willing to open for them, and even what we hope the future looks like. The mentees we give back to are proof of our own vision and ability to see what our world will need in our sector, in our community, in our villages, in order to thrive far past when we've gone. Our work is to instill in them the wisdom needed to eventually commandeer this ship for themselves. They're with as much awareness of what has come before and what will lie ahead, if the patterns of this world continue to repeat. So many of us might have had a gap in the knowledge of our careers or chosen fields. That so many of us knew exactly who to call when we had those questions or concerns about which path to take. Either way, help is always needed, as the youth who will shape tomorrow seek to bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be. We must commit to giving them that help. That is our role. Thank you. That is our role, that is our responsibility, and that is what we must remember, that it takes a village to raise a child. So raise them we must, mentor them we must, because with every generation, it should get better. So may we give them the best of ourselves with the promise that they will be proof of how much better we believe the world can be, with them at the forefront, that we trust them to take the reins, because at the end of the day, they're our next best hope, and they're all we got. And this is the power of a village. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for having me this evening. I want to give a special thanks to Sean Hudson for inviting me, and thanks to all the mentors, before me, and all the mentors in this program, and all the potential mentors, the mentors, of tomorrow, for your courage and your leadership and sacrifice. Thank you.
Here to announce the last award of the evening is And now, please welcome to the stage, Mentor Board Member and Celebration Chair, Sean Hudson.
So when Nancy, thank you. When Nancy voluntold me to do this, what seems like a decade ago, I was like not good with it, but no one shared with me that I'd have to follow Tariq Trotter. Even though I was sort of hoping that he would be a part of tonight's event. So all I'll say is this. Thank you, Nancy. I'm a Southerner from Georgia, and one of the things that we say in the South is, bless your heart. Not really meant as a compliment. But in this case, thank you, Nancy, bless your heart. Truly meant as a compliment. Because in the theme of what we're trying to solve for tonight, sometimes you're asked to do things that you're not sure about, maybe not even sure that you want to do. But thankfully, someone sees something in you and they volunteer you to do it. And so I truly am blown away. I truly am inspired tonight. I am incredibly grateful to you, Tariq, for sharing your thoughtful words in your time with us. Thank you to Darius, our outstanding Master of Ceremonies. Yeah, please give it up. Thank you to JW's inspirational singers, to Kayana, who opened us up tonight and allowed us to think about the possibilities of what this night might be, to the Broadway Originals for your incredible performance, and thank you all for sharing your stories. I really do want to thank you, Nancy, as our board chair, and in fact, our entire board, but most importantly, to the Mentor staff. You have worked tirelessly and never gave up hope that we could all gather in person tonight. But most importantly, thank you. Most importantly, thank you to each and every one of you who are here tonight. It's because of your presence that this event is successful. Now, I would be officially remiss if I didn't also thank Julie and Kristen, who have helped me personally get to this moment. Now, somehow, some way, many people have misconstrued that this was about me, but for sure, it is about us. And so I personally believe in plural pronouns. I am the child of many, many, many educators. And so one of the things that we were taught is to always imagine the we and not the me. And so thank all of you. Thank the Mentor staff. Thank you, David. You're fantastic in a million ways. But thanks to everyone for making this night a success. Now, it's my guess that we're all here tonight because of relationships. Maybe it was a relationship with someone who took a chance on you, someone who listened when you needed to be heard. It could have been a connection with a person who saw in you, who saw in us, what we couldn't see in ourselves. Someone who took the time to actually care about us. Now, I've had any number of people over the course of my life who have encouraged me, challenged me, inspired me, corrected me, and role modeled for me how to make the unimaginable possible. Some have been teachers, others have been my boss, some have even been my peers, some have even been my mentee, who is here tonight. But when I reflect on my life, I am certain that it has been made better because of unearned grace and because those who chose to mentor me. I'm so happy that I have the opportunity that we want to afford to others. It's because of my wife. It's because of my sons. It's because of my best friend who is here tonight. It's because of my college classmate who invited me to be on the board of Mentor. Morehouse is everywhere. Trust me. It's because of my sister-in-law, who I think was here on Sunday. I saw her, she was a blur. She left, she came back. She had an event, she's here. It's because of those people who are willing to do more than that is expected for someone else. But never in a million years would I have guessed that I would share the stage with Black Thought. Now, I've been a fan since the Do You Want More album. I've seen him in concert here in New York, in New Orleans. When I walked up to him with my best friend, I was like, hey man, we're from Maplewood and South Orange. He's like, okay. I've seen him in DC, recently in LA, and even in your homeland, the Netherlands. And every time I see him, even tonight, I try not to fanboy out. But Tariq, I have to say to you, it's not your celebrity that I see. I see your humility. I see your humanity. That you would pour into my son Clay, allow him to learn from and with you, and your willingness to do as you said, because I keep all of your texts to me. I'm a fan. Whatever I can do to encourage him to continue to create. But what I especially love is your plan to go full Miyagi mode on him. We all need someone in our lives like that. So Clay, you're lucky. Buck up. But it's more than that. To me, that's in fact what mentoring is all about. It's about the relationships that unlock access and opportunity and possibility. Now, I need you to think with me for a moment. Imagine your life without the people who have shaped you, exposed you to opportunities, and believed in your potential. Now let me bring you back. Now imagine that 1 in 3 young people in this country grow up without those types of meaningful relationships. Well, tonight, we all have a chance to change that statistic. Tonight, we have the opportunity to amplify the impact of the mentoring movement. I love Mentor, perhaps as much as I love Morehouse. On Wednesdays, as much as I love my wife. She's the best. Bless her heart. But over the next 3 years, the National Mentoring Partnership is committed to connecting 1 million more young people to mentoring relationships. That deserves a round of applause. But for Mentor to do that, and for it to benefit and create that level of impact, will require resources to make sure that we power this movement. And I don't want any of you who are assembled here tonight to miss out on the opportunity to contribute to that. Now, I told you I'm from the South. I told you that lots of my family are educators. I didn't tell you that some of them are ministers. So I am not an officiant. I can't raise an offering, but I do invite you to share in this opportunity. The good news for you is that so far we've raised more than $1.7 million through this event. And I'm thankful for the generosity of our sponsors and our supporters here tonight, but I think we can do more. In fact, I know we can do more. In my early professional career, I was a banker. My mentee, who's seated here tonight, is a banker. Many, many people who care about this movement have thought about their social capital as well as their personal capital to power this movement. And again, I want to invite you to that opportunity. I'm bullish. I really feel like we can get to $2 million tonight. I'm gonna let that sink in. Think about a year ago. If you were like me, you were stuck in your attic or in your basement or in your small space, hoping to be around people. Here you go. I'm not gonna say anything about my employer, but I'm just gonna simply say, here we are. So we have this opportunity, and I really want to, in all seriousness, find an opportunity tonight to make sure that we power this movement. So I welcome you to the active participation portion of tonight's event. And I'm here to be your guide. So I live with a young person. I used to live with 2 young people. One's in college. We're close. I need all of you to take out your phone. I'll wait. Take out your phone. For the fast ones, while you are waiting for others, go ahead and take a picture and make sure that you're sharing it on all of your socials and use the hashtag Mentoring Amplifies. For those of you who are still waiting to turn your phone on, it's okay, but I want you to take a look at the program that you were provided. And I want you to look at the back of that program and find the QR code. Take a picture of it. Let's use technology. If you click on that QR code, it will direct you to a donation page. Or you can simply text DONATE, D-O-N-A-T-E, to 617-544-3118. Again, 617-544-3118. Now, if you're having any issues with the QR code, I want to let you know that we've thought about that. There are 3 stations, one to the left, one to the right, and one at the registration table where you can swipe your credit card instead. We are equal opportunity. Additionally, we will soon have some folks walking around who are happy to collect the forms that are inside of your program book. It's possible, I'm not sure, but it's possible that people still write checks, but we will take them. But we really do want to make sure that each of you has been inspired tonight to really understand the opportunity that we all have. If you think first about yourselves and how you may have been benefited by someone or someones, it's a perfect opportunity to, pun intended, pay it forward. And so I'm going to get the ball rolling. My wife does not know this. But my wife and I are going to match the first $20,000 that are donated tonight. So if anybody wants to jump on that opportunity right now, have at it. Raise your hand. I can see you. If not otherwise, I really do encourage you all to donate, because it is important for us to pay it forward so that all young people have access to those same relationships, those same opportunities that many of us have benefited from. Don't make me wait. How are your devices working? Everybody's okay? How are we looking? It's hurting my neck, but thank you to those who are giving. And I encourage you also to give as well. You're the muscle. You said you were a linebacker or a lineman or something.
I wish I was.
I was my high school mascot, so you do the math.
My big brother's out there. He told me I wasn't athletic enough to be a linebacker, that I had to be a lineman.
You know what I'm not going to do? Get in the middle of Shapiro stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't go well.
It doesn't.
So we had, just because we want to take full advantage of you and your wife, who said, bless your heart when you made that announcement, We had a $25,000 anonymous donation at our table to match you guys. Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Not for me. Not for me. Yeah.
I could spend all night talking about how much I care about this guy, but that's not what you want to see.
No.
Like a bromance is like, I'm not sure if they're making movies about that yet.
Yeah. Your bromance with Tariq is much sweeter.
Well,
although I'm a little worried for him, and your text, but.
You know what? I'm going to be honest with it. I'm going to be a fanboy. I'm going to own it. But I'm going to really thank him for what he pours into my son. If I had it, I would pop up a photo from several years ago. So my younger son he thinks he's 6'4". I don't want to believe it. But there's a picture from years ago from an event on King Holiday where he took a picture with my sons. And I think that Clay, who imagines himself 6'4", maybe came up to Tariq's third rib. Welcome. But the reality is this, and so it's a demonstration of who knew that that moment would turn into how he has chosen to pour into my son. And so it is the power of mentorship. And again, I invite you all to find a way to create opportunity for others. I am certain that we've all benefited in some way, shape, or form. So please be generous with your opportunities tonight to pay it forward for others.
Let me give you a hug, please.
You give a hug?
Yeah.
David, Sean, one more thing. We forgot a crucial thing that we were going to do with everybody here in the room. We forgot to pick a door prize.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So do you?
I have no.
I don't.
Do we know?
Do we? Oh, we've got ladies. Okay, give them a round of applause. I don't know what's going on, David. Do I? I think you're the guy. I should.
I feel like it's you.
I'm rented for the evening. So okay. Let's go. This is not fixed in any way. Can we get a drum roll or something on these tables? There we go. Okay. Okay, the prize is a timeshare. No, it's not. Okay, so let's see. In the Upper West Side. Okay, I'm gonna get real deep. There's 3 of them. All right, I've got 2 so far, and I'm gonna pick my agent's card because he's back there. So you're gonna get me some more jobs on Broadway, right, Daniel? Okay. Should we each read one then?
Yeah,
Since
sure.
there's 3? Why not?
How do we figure out which award? Well, whatever. We'll figure
Okay.
it out. Anna Mason, you're a winner.
Give it up for Anna. There it is. Okay. Sean?
Sure.
Oh, I don't know.
Maureen Daly, you're also a winner. And a big shout to the Jersey area code.
Yes. And then the not last or least, Dana Weinbach. You're also a winner. Dana, where are you? Is that you, Dana? No. Is that you? Great. Thank you. Great, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to release you, I promise. Dessert is coming out. We are only 15 minutes over time, which isn't bad, right? We did good.
Well, that's a million years in our time.
Yeah. And I feel like we should do something in unison, but you have our gratitude. Thank you. We hope you felt the spirit and the values of the work and the values of what's possible. And we hope that as you interact with that first cynical thing or dark thing that you have to deal with in this world that comes at you, you'll remember the possibility of this evening and the possibility of looking in the direction of each other, looking in the direction of our young people and what's possible when we invest in them and invest in the people who are there for our young people, and we are those people.
Yes.
So we're so grateful. I'll turn it over to Darius to close this out.
I mean, David, you really said everything that had to be said. I'll add one more thing. You don't have to go home, but after dinner or dessert, excuse me, you've got to get out of Gotham Hall. So enjoy your dessert, and we're so thankful for everybody that was here tonight and gave. We love you. Thank you.